Hi, this is TC back again with another Retreon Media Alliance interview, and we are joined today with the lovely Andrea Romano. How are you?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. Happy to be here.
Thank you for making time to sit with me
I'm
today.
glad it worked out.
Yep. So how are you enjoying the con so far? Let's get
This
that
is
out.
a lovely con. It's the organization is lovely, and the attendees are truly great. Truly grateful that we're here. Happy to meet us. Interested in what we've done. It's the best kind of con.
Speaking of being interested in what you've done,
Yes.
and since we have a limited time, let's start off with let's start off with the Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
Okay. Now, stumbled a little bit because growing up, huge fan.
Excellent.
So, of course, Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs. But Animaniacs
Right.
always seem to be the more mature for me.
A chore?
No, mature.
Oh,
of the two-
mature.
Of the
Yes,
two
yes,
titles.
Yes, got it.
So,
Indeed,
a lot of
absolutely.
tongue in cheek.
Absolutely. We got away with a lot.
And that's really my first question for you.
Uh-huh.
Some of those tongue in cheek jokes that were made, how did that pass? How did that fly back?
You
in the
know,
day?
I think a lot of them slipped through. Maybe the censors didn't get where that joke actually was going. But if you remember, there was a recurring thing that Rob Paulson did as Yakko Warner, which is he would say something very suggestive, and then he would say, "Good night, everybody,"
Yep.
as if it shut down the show. And that happened often enough to make you think, there was a lot of very suspicious, but we loved it. The double entendre,
Yep.
the sarcasm, the inside jokes. We all love that.
So, let's talk about, at least at the time, the end of the Animaniacs. When did you find out that it was coming to a close?
You know, you never know how long a series is going to go. It was helped by the fact that it was a Steven Spielberg produced show, that it had a huge fan base, and we made a lot of cartoons. Then we also started making a feature. I'm trying to think what the feature was called. It wasn't a feature, it was a direct-to-home video. But we did a lot of side projects. And then I think this was the time when we decided to spin off Pinky and the Brain. So even though we were stopping production on Animaniacs, we were still continuing on with Pinky and the Brain. So it wasn't like we had to fully say goodbye to all the characters. And when you watch Pinky and the Brain episodes, you'll see the Animaniacs run through.
Yep.
You'll see some of the other characters make little cameos and stuff. So we didn't have to end it like that.
Now, when did you make your shift from voice acting over to scouting?
I was never a massively successful voiceover talent.
Okay.
I really got into, I was a voiceover agent, and then I started casting for Hanna-Barbera, and I had been studying acting all my life. I just loved acting. And so when it would come in an episode where there was something that I knew I could do well, I would never take a role from another actor. I would ask the producer, do you think this is a role I might be able to do? And I would audition for them, and they would say, yeah, that's a good one for you. Do it. So, for example, when we got to several of the Batman episodes, I was the voice of the Bat computer.
Right.
And so I loved doing that. It was just great fun, and what a great credit.
Now, one of my favorite of the DC animated films is Batman Under the Red Hood.
Mine too.
Okay.
Mine too.
Now, next question. Bruce Greenwood, how did you decide that he was the guy to take over for Kevin?
I had a list of actors I wanted to work with.
Okay.
And actors that I had reached out to before for other roles and weren't available. And Bruce was one of those actors that was on that list. And so my job as a casting director is to present for producers options. And Bruce is one that I mentioned, and they all just jumped at it, said that's exactly what we're thinking of for this role, let's have him come do it.
Of all the ones that you've worked on over the course of your career, and I know you're now retired, you're now
I am.
out of that role, and I'm really sad that you're gone.
Thank you for that.
Which one was your favorite?
Series?
Yeah.
Golly. There's things that I did that I never thought I would do, like directing the Boondocks, which was such a stretch for me. And I love that for that reason. That it gave me a chance to meet, I'm directing Busta Rhymes or Mos Def or these people I never thought I would ever even meet, no less. So I love doing that. But maybe my all-time favorite might have to be Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain. So that's your favorite series.
Yeah.
Now, for the DC Extended Universe animated films,
Okay.
which one's your favorite animated?
Under the Red Hood.
It is definitely
is.
Under the Red.
It is.
I'm glad we have that in common, and we're drawing to a close.
All
I
right,
thank
then.
you very much
It's
for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming over to say hi.
And this was TC with the Retron Media Alliance signing out. Thank you again.
Ciao.